When the 28th session of the Conference of Parties opened on Thursday, Egypt handed the stewardship of the chairmanship of the COP to the Emirati country, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, while the outgoing president of COP27, Sameh Shoukry, commended members for their invaluable support during the one-year journey. Incoming COP28 President Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber said the ingredient of the DNA of the UAE of values of trust, purpose and partnership would from now on define the DNA of COP partnership. Clara Mlano reports from the Dubai Expo City.
28th session of the Conference of Parties was a minute's silence for two of the world's climate scientists who passed, Pete Betts and Salimul Haq, and for all victims in Gaza. Tributes from members such as the EU, UK and Bangladesh acknowledged their passing with gratitude, respect and sadness, in addition to their immense contribution to the climate change agenda and towards the setup of the Loss and Damage Fund. In his handing over address, COP27 President Sameh Shoukry said last year's event in Egypt was a timely moment to further push calls for climate action, culminating in the establishment of the Loss and Damage Fund.
The loss and damage funding arrangements, including the fund, launching the Just Transition Work Programme and agreeing on the Mitigation Work Programme, we showcased an unwavering commitment to enhancing global climate action during this critical decade.
In a rousing speech taking up the mandate as COP28 President, Sultan Al-Jaber said the UAE was hosting the conference at a critical time due to the urgency at hand, and members must unite under the three core elements of the climate agenda: mitigation, adaptation and finance to achieve the 2030 goal.
Through the global stocktake, we have a chance to unite the three core elements of the climate agenda. We can finally bring mitigation, adaptation, and means of implementation, which includes finance, under one umbrella.
After several failed attempts by developed nations to honor their $100 billion pledge, the UAE is taking a giant and bold step to commit financial resources for developed countries.
This presidency is committed to unlocking finance to ensure that the Global South does not have to choose between development and climate action. Let this be the COP where we deliver on our promises, from the 100 billion to loss and damage.
The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, Executive Secretary Mr. Simon Steele was worried that the present state appears as an unstable world lacking responses, and countries must do or do not, with no room for trying.
We must teach climate action to run, because this has been the hottest year ever in humanity. So many terrible records were broken, and we are paying the price with people's lives and livelihoods.
The new chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, Professor James Keir, remarked that without immediate and deep emissions reductions across all sectors, the world would not meet the goals of the Paris Agreement. In short, science is no substitution for action.
Our assessments have identified multiple options to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to climate change. And these can be implemented right now, but they need to be scaled up and mainstreamed through policies and increased financing.
According to the recent UNEP GAP report, the world is headed towards a global warming of 3 degrees Celsius. By 2025, all countries are to deliver a new nationally determined contributions, NDCs, and all policies on adaptation and mitigation must align with the 1.5 degrees target. Clara Mlano, GBC News, Dubai.